Restaurant and Frisch Incorporated.
And now the starting lineups for the St. Mary's Lady Vikings. Number 6, Margaret.
Everyone. Choose from local favorites like fajitas, chimichangas, burritos, and Maria's favorite with rice, grilled onions, and peppers, chicken, shrimp, steak, or a combination topped with La Potosina's mouth-watering cheese sauce. That's La Potosina with 2 locations to serve you in Princeton and Marion. La Potosina Mexican restaurant. Get into shape and feel good at Trilogy Performance Sports in Princeton. Trilogy Performance Sports offers a wide range of classes to help you reach your fitness and well-being goals. Trilogy Performance Sports offers yoga, gymnastics, sports training, team training, cardio kickboxing, and weightlifting. They have family discounts, and your first class is free. Come work out in a family-friendly environment. Trilogy Performance Sports is located directly behind Cash Express in Princeton. Open 5 a.m. to 9 p.m. 7 days a week. Be better than you used to be at Trilogy Performance Sports, Princeton. Telephone 270-601-1824.
This is Carol at the Woodall Agency at 110 West Washington Street in the heart of downtown Princeton. Our agency is proud to have been a part of this community since 1907. We want you to come by and see us soon. We may be able to save you some money on your home, auto, motorcycle, or mobile home insurance. We offer discounts for good students, multi-policy, safe drivers, and many more. We appreciate our loyal customers, and we will work hard to make you feel like part of the Woodall Agency family. Call me today at 365-5541.
And good evening, everybody, and welcome to Butler Stadium. It's girls high school soccer action tonight as Caldwell County Lady Tigers take on the St. Mary Lady Vikings. Linda Stevens here along with Ryan Frisch and John Miller. And Ryan, a game here that Caldwell County has a chance to draw the record back at 4-4 on the season after that brutal early schedule. They've had a couple of big wins lately, looking for 3 in a row tonight against the St. Mary squad that comes in 0-5 and has been outscored 44-1 so far this season.
Yeah, and this is the second time in a row at a home game that the Caldwell County Lady Tigers are heavy favorites, so that's a good thing to see. It should be a good atmosphere for this game. So far, the student section pretty full for it to only be 5:30, and good to see the Lady Tigers back out here as the favorites.
Yeah, we've got a doubleheader here tonight on WPKY as Ryan will bring you also the boys game later on. That'll kick off around 7:30 tonight.
Already got them on both sides. They have balls.
Caldwell County in the blue uniforms, St. Mary in the blue and white. As we get set to start this one, St. Mary won the toss. They'll have first possession.
Yeah, and you think St. Mary's just a tough schedule at the beginning of their season as well. They'll be looking to get a good result, but it's going to be tough against the Lady Tigers tonight.
Yeah, it's hard to schedule an easy schedule in that first region. That's a powerhouse with McCracken County, Marshall, Murray, and the likes. So a tough start for St. Mary's this year, but it's not a team that Caldwell County is just going to come out and roll over with no effort. They're going to have to come out and play hard, but it's also a night that they can work on making some good passes, work on getting some timing down with new teammates, and make this as much of a good practice game as well as one that counts in the standings.
Yeah, this is one of those games that it can, like you said, it's more of a practice game. You can practice more tactics, and it's not just, hey, let's play our butts off and hope that we get the win. You can actually try to play like you've practiced all week long.
St. Mary had the initial kick to start the game. It's been Caldwell County ever since to go into this first minute as St. Mary has it for a throw-in in front of their own bench. They get it inbounds. That's Boyd with the knee up to Fletcher. Fletcher with a nice flick. Gets it to Traylor. Traylor wanted to feed Fletcher and put it behind her, so it'll be out of bounds. Throw in for St. Mary.
And you can see early on, Caldwell County, they're stringing a lot of passes together. That's a good thing to see. It's not just they know that they can probably beat St. Mary's tonight. It's not just we're going to hit it over the top to Alyssa. It's more strategic, more passes. Let's see what we can combine.
Yeah, you would like to see Caldwell County get more players in the scoring column this game instead of just McEnany, Traylor, and Fletcher. You'd like to get some others involved because you're going to need those players with a big game coming up, shot on goal over the back. Big game coming up, I think, next week as we play Madisonville North Hopkins at Madisonville. And that could be for the #1 seed in the district. Although Hopkins Central is not to be written off, they've improved a lot this season.
Yeah, in Madisonville North, over the last couple of years, Jacobs and all the coaching staff for both sides, they've really made that a big district rivalry, and it's always been a goal decided usually by a goal. So, like you said, it'd be a big game.
Caldwell County still controls in their offensive end. That's Boyd, gets it over to Ginn. Ginn feeds it through the middle looking for McEnany. Caldwell County really bringing that defense well up into the field. Young, the deepest player back for Caldwell County.
A good thing to see warming up today was Kelsey Adams back out there warming up for the team, not in the starting lineup, but like we said, she is warming up today, so hopefully we'll get to see her get some minutes tonight. Quite
likely not a game that they're going to need her a lot in, but if she can get out, get a little game play in and get a little feel for the game again after being off for a couple of weeks going on now, that'll really help out Caldwell County as they play, I think, Graves County on Thursday, UHA on Saturday, and then the big trip to Madisonville next Tuesday night.
Yeah, and you think some people you hear that they've only missed a game or two, and it's hard to come back from. It's hard to get your fitness in, even if you are practicing. There's a big difference between practice and a game. There's a lot more that goes on in a game.
Yeah, timing is one of the things. Staying in shape is another. You can do all the running you want to on the sideline, but it's nothing like being in an actual ball game. Young is going to clear this one back for Caldwell County. Look to find Fletcher up the near sideline, goes out of bounds. Throw in for St. Mary. Most of their throw-ins so far here in the first couple of 3 minutes have been right in front of their bench. Good run up by Boyd. Aggressive play by Boyd on that one. And you like to see that. Asia with some aggressive move on this sideline, trying to gain possession. Hannah Young set to put this one in play for the Lady Tigers right at midfield. Just underway here, 4 minutes into the ball game. No score so far. Nice long ball down to Fletcher. See if she can chase it down. Does not before it rolls across. It'll be a goal kick for the Lady Vikings.
And like we were saying, tactically, you probably want to see these Caldwell girls string together some passes and stuff today, but that could be a tactic just to save their energy. As hot as it is today, it's not a game that you can keep hitting it over the top and have one of your players up top running, because they'll get tired within the first 5 minutes no matter how fit you are, because as hot as it is, it just drains you.
Ball played in, charging up was number 23 for Caldwell County.
I think that was Sophie Littlefield.
Littlefield gets it over to McEnany. McEnany put a shot on goal, had it blocked right at the 18. Ball's going to roll out of bounds in front of St. Mary's bench. Asia Boyd for the throw for the Lady Tigers. Looking for Fletcher. Fletcher double teamed, able to get a head on it back to Boyd. Boyd switches fields over to Ginn. Ginn from the middle over to Littlefield. Littlefield has a break coming down just outside the 6. Shot on goal is stopped. Goes out of bounds across the end line. Nice play by the keeper to stop that one from going near post, but it will be a corner kick for Caldwell County.
It was a very good save, and it was good for Sophie just keeping the ball close and getting in the box right there for that effort on goal, but it was a wonderful save from that St. Mary's goalkeeper.
Fletcher puts the ball in play across the net, and nobody home for Caldwell County.
I believe that was Becca Seibert on that far side.
Becca Seibert almost came in just a little bit late, didn't have an opportunity to get a lot on it in a crowd. Goes out of bounds off of her chest. It'll be a goal kick now for St. Mary's.
Yeah, it was a good opportunity, but I think it was just one of those awkward hops. Sometimes you think it might bounce up to your thigh. You can control that. When it pops up to your chest like that, it's a very hard thing to control.
Good steal by Pookie Traylor. Gets it over to Fletcher. Fletcher shot on goal. Hits the side of the net. Be another goal kick for St. Mary's.
That's 3 really quick shots and really really good efforts there. Caldwell County, you can really see them getting a goal in these next couple minutes if they keep on adding the pressure here on these goal kicks.
6 minutes gone in the ball game, no score, but everything so far outside of the first initial kickoff has been in the Caldwell County offensive end. Caldwell County going towards the Main Street end here at Butler Stadium. Play back out to midfield. Young in a battle, coming across midfield. Young able to keep it in. St. Mary's going to clear it back to the middle, but there's Ginn to intercept that. Puts a nice through ball looking for Traylor. Traylor's got one person to get around. Still in a battle. Traylor able to gain possession. Now St. Mary's comes back and kicks it out of bounds just to set their defense again, but good hustle play by Pookie Traylor on the play.
It's good seeing Caldwell County penetrating this St. Mary's defense because they're playing a lot of defenders. Looks like 5 or 6 girls back there against those 3 attackers, and we're getting a lot of efforts on goal early on.
McEnany with a shot blocked across the inline. Corner kick coming up for the Lady Tigers. Ryan taking a look at what St. Mary's has done this year. They lost 10-0 to McCracken, 9-0 to Marshall County, 10-0 to Graves, 10-0 to Murray, and 5-1 Christian County. So that would almost lead you to have to put a lot of defenders in the box. You're not, you can't give up that many goals and have a chance. If you could maybe keep one close every now and then, you might get a bounce offensively the other end. But giving up 9 or 10 goals a game is not going to get you very many wins.
Yeah, and even though it was against that incredibly tough first region that they're in, all those powerhouses making a good turn.
Again with the shot, hooks it a little bit, goes out of bounds across the inline to the left. Another goal kick coming up for the Lady Vikings.
But like we were saying, that's a very tough start to the schedule for them. But like you said, you can't give up that many goals in the first amount of games without having to play a lot of defenders in your upcoming games. And Caldwell County threatening early on, so might have to see them drop a couple more players in to help this defensive back line for St. Mary's.
Coach Miller being new at coaching this group of girls and just now starting, I think, to really get a handle on what girls can do what and who pairs up well as Pookie Traylor gets it inside the 6 at the corner, puts a shot on goal, blocked. Rebound comes out, but covered by the keeper for St. Mary's. This would be a game you could actually bring up a defensive back and just overload the offensive end because you don't really look for St. Mary's to get the ball offensively very much tonight. You could run the 3-set sweeper position if you had to with Morgan McDaniels. Good play, speaking of Morgan, able to get a foot on it, puts the ball up to Fletcher. Fletcher's going to have to chase that one, does not get to it and goes out of bounds, throw in St. Mary's.
I think there's just a little lapse of thinking there, and with it being this hot, it hits you more just as much mentally as it does physically.
Good drag by Littlefield to bring the ball back to the middle, looks on the far side. That's number 2 coming down the side, looking for McEnany. McEnany able to get it in. Goal by McEnany, assist by Seibert.
That was a wonderful build up there. Seibert just instead of taking that with her left foot, she saw the opportunity to poke it through with her right foot, the outside of her right foot to McEnany, and a wonderful shot with her weak foot.
And so, with 31 minutes left in the half, it's McEnany with the goal. And assist from Seibert.
It's good to see all those passes finally paying off and all of them stringing together. And I think if they just keep getting those opportunities, the wings have been very active with Seibert and Laney Fletcher, and just combining well with the middle. And they do it right now again as McEnany running through and cleared out by St. Mary's. But if they just keep stringing those 3 or 4 passes together in that attacking end, it could lead to some serious danger for St. Mary.
That was a good run down that far sideline by Becca Seibert, able to put the ball in. McEnany caught it in just an ideal position. She could have gone either post. 1-0 Caldwell County as St. Mary's will have a throw and we'll have substitutes. And we're at about the 10-minute mark, so let's take a quick break here. We'll be back in 1 minute. You're listening to Lady Tiger Soccer on WPKY.
August is already here. Can you believe it? Hi, this is Hannah Havelock at Cozy Living Interiors and Boutique. We want to help save parents some money. We are having a back-to-school sale for the month of August. We are offering 20% off of all wall decor that would be perfect to decorate those dorm rooms. We are offering in our boutique all summer clothes 50% off and new arrivals 10%. Wow, sounds like a great time to come to Cozy Living Interiors and Boutique. They're located at 235 Northville Drive, right next to the bowling alley. We are also your local U-Haul dealer. Come to Cozy Living Interiors and Boutique. Everything a home should be.
Seasons
come and seasons go, but something that can remain the same is reliability. And here at McGregor Group Heating and Air, reliability and honesty are a few of our top priorities. So if you're looking for heating and air service, give us a call at 270-896-5044 or come visit us at 960 Varmint Trace Road here in Princeton. We're the company that you can take comfort in.
And back to Butler Stadium. Caldwell County leads this one 1-0. 29 minutes left to go in the first half. Goal by Kaylee McEnany has Caldwell County on the board. Shot on goal by Caldwell County easily picked up.
And it looks like Sophie Littlefield's getting in incredible positions. If she keeps getting one, I think she'll grab her first goal of the season tonight. Unless she did score against Tillman. I do not have the stats from that game. So she's been really influential on that attack so far. Real good with the ball at her feet.
And a good sign for the Lady Tigers as Kelsey Adams is set to check in at the first opportunity. Kelsey been out with a little bit of an injury the last few weeks, but now back on the field coming up in just a moment.
And like
I have Sophie Littlefield, Ryan, with just the one goal on the season. I don't know if it was in the Tillman game. I'm assuming it was. Big win for Caldwell County last Friday night in a rare Friday night contest.
Yeah, and no matter who you're playing, it doesn't matter if you are a favorite to get a 10-0 victory. It's always a huge confidence boost to get that 10-0 victory because it just, people look at the schedule and they see, oh, well, Paducah Tillman lost to Caldwell County 10-0. They've got an attack going, and they have to plan accordingly. Sometimes you see results like that as an opposing team, and you try to center practices around preparing for that team coming up.
First stop by Manley on not much of a shot. We'll call it a shot on goal. Manley able to pick it up near the 18. Boyd playing a whale of a game at her defensive wing spot.
She is. She's taking a couple hits, is just popping right back up and getting hit again. So she's battling early on. It's a wonderful thing to see. And she's one of those players that just doesn't quit. She'll keep doing it all night long.
Again, had it midfield, expecting to see Boyd back in that spot. Kind of played it without looking up. Nobody home, but Caldwell County able to come up. Pookie Trailer in a battle at midfield. Gets it over to Littlefield. Littlefield has it stolen away momentarily, but St. Mary's kicks it out of bounds. It's back to Caldwell County. As Lucy Goffinet and Kelsey Adams come into the lineup, coming out will be Ginn and Wynn.
And Caldwell, they'll be looking to really put in another goal pretty soon, I believe, because even games like this, when you're heavily favored, sometimes it just sets in, it's in the back of your mind the whole time. Well, what if we don't get those couple goals? And what if it does it keeps being a close game? So I think they'll be looking to add on some more goals really, really soon.
Yeah, it's a night you're really going to have to keep everybody fresh as much as you can. Caldwell County Lady Tigers not with that big luxury like they had last year with an extremely deep bench. But this weather dictates, and it makes so important. We've seen it the last couple of Friday nights, Ryan, where there's a lot of cramping up on the field in these football games. Same way in soccer you've played. If you don't hydrate 3 or 4 days before a game, you're just in trouble when you come out and it's 90 degrees out here and you're trying to run the equivalent of a football field.
It is, and it's a wonderful flick on from Lainey Fletcher.
Flick up to Trailer. Trailer just has a goalie to beat. Shot on goal is in. Great head flick by Fletcher.
That was a wonderful header through. Good ball from Kelsey Adams, and she's been on the field 2 or 3 minutes and she's already got that pass to assist. So just shows how much of an influence she is, even at that center back role, playing a sweeper. Just picks her head up, finds the head of Lainey Fletcher, and she flicked it through perfectly to Alyssa Trailer with a wonderful finish. That's an ideal finish from Alyssa Trailer. 1v1 with the goalkeeper. She just took her time, picked her head up, saw that far post. She had an advantage there and just fired it into that far post.
Great teamwork by these two players, the two seniors hooking up for the goal. And Caldwell County pulls out 2-0, 25 minutes left here in the first half.
Like you said, it's one of those games you got to make sure you got to be hydrated days before and be well rested. And even after practices, just get home and hydrate because, like you said, it's not the luxury of having so many players on the team this good. Losing 8 seniors and still having a team like this, having those 8 seniors and all these girls last year was a huge advantage. So they're playing very well early on.
Yeah, I think only, if I'm not mistaken, only 1 freshman in the starting lineup. So basically you had those 8 seniors last year and then most of these players coming off the bench, and you could just go as deep as you needed to. If somebody got a cramp, no big deal, you'd pull them off. This year I think Caldwell County is only floating, 4 or 5 substitutes. So it's going to be more important this year for these girls to be in shape and hydrated.
Yeah, and Lucy Geyer is in a wonderful position here. She can either float it far post, or she can try to float it into the middle of the goal, someone crash, or she can try to put it on goal.
Free kick from about 20 yards for Goffinette. Goffinette with a strong leg up off the crossbar. Comes out trailer, just barely missed the rebound. And whistle blows, going to stop it. They're going to call offsides.
It was a wonderful effort from Lucy Geyer. That's about 25, 30 yards out, and she just floated it over the goalkeeper, smacking the crossbar, just as lucky as you can get from that distance.
Kick comes out, headed off Lucy Goffinette, comes out the side, and it'll be St. Mary's throw-in just under our broadcast booth.
And the substitution so far making a huge impact. Kelsey Adams getting that pass to assist, and Lucy Geyer having a wonderful shot on goal just a couple minutes after she comes on as well. So even though they don't have that luxury of having a deep bench, it's still the players that are coming off the bench that are producing really good soccer.
Oh, well, doing a great job tonight, and I think it's a little matter of confidence after that tough schedule, starting out like they did at 1-3, I think maybe 1-4. But they're coming in, they're challenging balls tonight. They're confident in it. They're not letting the other team just automatically pick up the 50-50 ball. It's been a very good showing early on by the Lady Tigers as far as aggressiveness.
It really has, and even games that you are favorites in like this, sometimes teams like to slack off and they don't think they have to play as hard, and Caldwell's not playing any different than they were against Henderson. It's been intense. It's been a hard-fought battle so far early on.
One of the rare instances where St. Mary's had it in their offensive end. Still do on a nice play. Coming up was McDaniels. Now Adams is going to clear it back across midfield. 3 Lady Tigers in the neighborhood. Alyssa Traylor with the first touch. Now Fletcher giving chase, coming to the near sideline. That one's going to roll out of bounds. It'll be a throw-in Lady Tigers.
And so far, I think now they've got a couple more players stringing into the attack, but against Trigg County, it was the front 4 of Sophie Littlefield, Lainey Fletcher, Alyssa Traylor, and McEnany causing problems the entire night. And it's good to see a little more balanced attack tonight, even though it's good to see those 4 also combining all the time.
Fletcher takes it into the corner. Nice crossover. Brings it back left-footed towards the net. Caught by the keeper for St. Mary's.
It was a good move. I think she was looking to get it a little farther back post for an easy finish for McEnany. Just couldn't get enough on it. But another, like you said, a good move in that corner to send the defender one way and get the cross in the other.
High bounce overplayed a little bit by McDaniels, but there's Kelsey Adams to clean that one up. Ryan, a firm field tonight. It's been a while since we had any measurable rain here in Princeton. So that's one of the things that these defensive players especially have to look at are the high bounces. You get a field like this, you don't want to charge one too far. It's going to go right over your head.
Yeah, and it looks like Kelsey's been doing a wonderful job of that so far early on. She's playing pretty deep and watching any bounce that comes off the field.
Nice shoulder-to-shoulder play by Goffinette. Gets it over to Fletcher. Fletcher drops it back to Boyd. Boyd looks over the field, plays it off of St. Mary's defender. And the Lady Vikings will kick it out of bounds. It'll be a throw in front of the Lady Viking bench by Boyd. She puts it in play to Young. Young patiently takes it towards the middle. Nice move. If nobody stops the ball, you keep going. That's what Hannah Young's doing. She's got it inside the 18, puts a shot on goal, up and in.
What a goal from Hannah Young. Starting as a center back to just
unassisted.
Just dribble all the way through. Like you said, if you see it, go for it. She picked her head up, seeing that she got past one, and she could pretty much easily dribble through the rest of them. So wonderful confidence there, all about confidence. And now I think we're going to get that couple-minute water break.
And with that, we'll take a quick timeout and hear a word from our sponsors, and we'll be back. It's Caldwell County Lady Tigers leading this one now 3-0, and we'll be back in 1 minute. You're listening to Lady Tiger Soccer on WPKY.
How often do you think about your electricity? Most likely when you adjust your thermostat, pay your bill, or when the lights go out. Do you know how often Pennywise Electric thinks about you? 24/7. August is our birth month. Can you believe we're 81 years old? And for all that time, we've been member-owned for 81 years. Pennywise Electric has done more than just keep your lights on. They're your neighbors. They support your schools, churches, charities, and so many other things you care about. Pennywise Electric, dedicated to working toward progress and better living for all of us.
On this episode of the world's shortest sitcom by KFC. So what did we learn today, folks? Hey, KFC now has 4 different $20 fill-ups to feed a family of 4. Like my 8-piece extra crispy or 8-piece original recipe. 12-piece tenders or my new 6-piece boneless breast with all the fixings for just $20. Wow.
It sure is one reactive audience. Anyway, see you next time. KFC, it's finger looking good. At participating KFCs, prices may vary. Tax and substitutions extra.
And we are back to Butler Stadium. It's Lady Tigers soccer action tonight here in Princeton as the Lady Tigers are taking on the St. Mary's Lady Vikings. We're at a water break with about 20 minutes to go here in the first half. Heat index nearing 100 degrees near game time tonight, so referees allowing both teams to take a break about halfway through the half to get a little bit of water, so that's a good idea, get those muscles hydrated a little bit. But Ryan, that last goal by Hannah Young, it came off of a throw-in, and basically she just learned what you learn in Little League. If nobody stops the ball, keep taking it. Nobody stepped out to Hannah. Hannah realized that, took it well inside the 18 and put a nice shot on goal, and she picks up her first goal of the evening for Caldwell County's 3-0 lead.
Yeah, and even as a center, even though she is a center back, she's a very technical player. She could probably play anywhere on the field. She's just got the defensive instinct, but she had the technical ability to just pick her head up and just keep going. Just she saw that no one was really challenging her, and like you said, it's just a fundamental thing. Just no one's going to stop you. You might as well keep going and just have a shot on goal if you can.
And that's where patience comes in. This game is helter-skelter at times as both teams will run up the field, but Hannah took the time to be patient with that one, and it paid off big time.
It is, and like you said, it can be hectic a lot more than it can be calm, but if you're a very patient player, and like she was in the middle of the field, you usually find your more patient players in the middle.
Nice run by McEnany on the throw from Fletcher. McEnany outside the 6, puts the cross on, stopped on a nice low stop by the keeper for St. Mary's.
It's been a pretty good effort from St. Mary's goalkeeper so far, too. 3 goals conceded, but she has had some good saves. She's been keeping Caldwell County, just keeping it a little close for St. Mary.
Can you get Rhett's attention to start the clock? I think they've left this stop for the water break. Lucy Goffinet at midfield may have got kicked in the shin on the rebound. She gets the ball back, plays it up to Littlefield. Littlefield drops it back over to Goffinet. Goffinet with a nice through ball to Fletcher. Fletcher inside the 18 puts a shot on goal, a bullet right at the keeper. She's able to stop it even though it knocks her back a little bit. So nice job by Goffinet to use some patience. She was in a crowd, found the through ball over to Fletcher. Ball is going to go out of bounds right at midfield. Boyd will take the throw in for the Lady Tigers.
Yeah, it looks like St. Mary's, they've really been stuck inside their own half, and that's a wonderful thing for Caldwell County to keep them stuck like that.
Littlefield with a nice crossover move, steps in front, ball going towards the end line. Let's see who it's out on, and they're going to give it off of Littlefield. It'll be a goal kick for St. Mary's.
And Littlefield, she's really surprised me this season. I've always known that she's been a pretty good and pretty skilled midfielder, but this whole season she's just been dribbling a lot more, being patient. But if she sees the opportunity that she has 1 or 2 players that she can dribble past, she's been doing a very good job of it.
Ryan, I think one of the things, you look at Littlefield, you look at Becca Seibert, a couple other players, maybe Hannah Young, Morgan McDaniels played a lot last year. Boyd new to the starting lineup, but last year it was hard to break that lineup. You had 8 seniors on that squad and a lot of talented substitutes, and it was hard for those kids to get in more than 6, 8, 10 minutes a ball game.
It was, and just that senior class had always played together, and they were always a big part of the program, and it was hard to get minutes in, but to get those minutes in, you got to give credit to those who actually were able to get on the field, and they had quality minutes whenever they were in. It wasn't just those seniors that really made the team. Those couple others behind them that really helped out.
Right. It was a very deep team last year that came in regional runners-up to Henderson County. But now these players have gone, again, another one. These players have gone from playing maybe 10 minutes a ball game on a tough night to actually having to play 50, 60 minutes or better now.
And they've learned really fast. I mean, we're 4 or 5 games into the season, and they're playing like they've always done it.
Nice through ball. Fletcher coming up, pokes it around the keeper, and she'll pick up the goal. Nice assist from Ginn.
That was a wonderful ball through to Lainey Fletcher. Maggie Ginn just picking up her head and playing it in between that back line of St. Mary's. Again, picking it apart, that back line was Lainey Fletcher. She's been incredibly active so far early on. Good to see her just get an easy pass right past the goalkeeper.
And we'll give the assist to Ginn on a nice through ball.
And with this much time left to be down 4-0, St. Mary's will probably just look to just keep the wound as small as you can. It's not going to be let's go try to score 4 or 5 goals. Right. The way their season's been going, they're probably going to try to patch this up and try to stop a lot more than what's going on so far.
Yeah, I'd say St. Mary's is kind of like Caldwell County starting this season out. They're going to have to stay patient and buy into what the coaches are telling them and hang in there, because the schedule will get a little bit easier for the Lady Vikings. They have Mayfield coming up, then have some, I guess, closer matches maybe scheduled against Trigg, Lyon County, and the likes of that. So maybe a little hope. Shot on goal actually goes in. St. Mary's with one from about 30 yards out.
It's a wonderful effort from number 2. I can't find her name right now, but she just picked her head up, saw Manley off her line, and just chipped it over her head into that far post. I really think it caught her more. If she was on her line, I think it just caught her off guard. It was she picked her head up, seeing that there was a little spot of space, and she found it.
So number 2 for St. Mary's gets them on the scoreboard with 17 minutes left to go here in the first half. 4-1 now, Caldwell County.
And for St. Mary's, that's their second goal of the season. So now
they've equaled their point total all the way through the season in one drop of the leg.
They have, and now it's the second game in a row that they've got a goal. One against Christian County last week, and then the goal against Caldwell County tonight. Caldwell County, hopefully that'll kind of set them off. It'll kind of get them going to get a couple more and just put this game away completely.
Yeah, we got a little bit relaxed there. She had a wide open shot, albeit from about 25 yards out. Manley, those are goals that Manley has to learn. She's got to stay back in the net, deep in the net. If she's got that many defenders out on the field, and she's not really going to charge anything outside the 18, she's not going to come out 25 yards out. So that's a ball she needed to stay back on, and she'll learn that as the season goes. That'll be as big a learning tool for her tonight as anything.
She will. She'll learn it, and there was a good effort there from Alyssa Traylor, just a heavy touch. But she'll learn. Like you said, she was one of those players that could get on the field a couple times last season and get a couple minutes stuck behind one of those seniors and Drew Thomas. So she's got some learning to do for the rest of the season, but she's been very good so far. Looks like an injury to the goal scorer for St. Mary's.
Players are down. That's Jacqueline. I just looked it up. Jacqueline Meredith, a 5'3" junior down on the field. She did score St. Mary's goal just a couple of minutes ago. So she's down on the field. You wonder if this is a cramp situation or if she got kicked.
That's what I was going to say. Like you said, it's
no, I think she got kicked on that. That doesn't look like the limp of a cramp.
It looks like she might be holding that knee.
Able to walk off under her own pressure. So that's a good sign.
Cramping it's a thing to worry about in every player's mind on days like this, because you can think you're hydrated after drinking water all day long, and sometimes it's just, if it picks you out, it picks you out. Sometimes you could be hydrated as could be, and it still hits you with a cramp with the heat like this. So
she's going to come off and get some ice, maybe on the back of that right leg. As St. Mary's has a goal kick with 15 minutes to go here in the first. A little bit of stoppage time there will be tacked on. Ball's going to come out, played by Asia Boyd. Asia in a battle. Look for Goffinet. Now it's going to bounce back to Young. Young comes up, looks for Littlefield. Littlefield makes a turn, crossover move, wants to switch fields over towards Traylor, kicked it behind her. Not a very good angle for a pass to Traylor on that one. She needed to go probably into the corner with that one, I would say, and let that wing be able to come down and make the run.
Yeah, I think if she would have went into the corner, Seibert was kind of making that run.
You know, Goffinet in a battle on the near sideline. St. Mary's keeps it in and puts it up into the offensive end. Kelsey Adams is there for Caldwell County. She'll let that one roll out of bounds, and she'll take the throw.
It looks like Caldwell, even though the goal was just scored for St. Mary's, it looks like they're playing mainly just two defenders. Hannah Young's kind of stepped up into a defensive midfield role. She's not as advanced as Maggie Ginn, but she is a little more advanced. It looks like Kelsey Adams and McDaniel's back there right now. Boyd also on the defending end.
And Caldwell County putting Hannah Young up for a little offensive threat. Goffinet had the steps on the ball, goes down, she ends up covering it. It'll be a free kick for St. Mary's. Goffinet was in no win situation there. She tried to make the kick, stepped on it, went down, and when she covered it, she had to get called by the referee. So the ball back in St. Mary's offensive end. Caldwell County drops it back to Boyd. Boyd plays it up the field. It's going to go out of bounds. She just cleared that one out. She'll reset her defense, give Caldwell County's offense a chance to get the space they need.
eventually, if Boyd can get on the same page with the wings on that ball, if she can get it more towards the corner instead of going down the line, it could be a very, very dangerous ball.
Nice settle by Fletcher on the pass from Goffinette. Fletcher into the 18, top of the corner, stolen away but kicked out of bounds by St. Mary's. It'll be a corner kick for the Lady Tigers.
And Fletcher, again, she never quits. She's always battling, and a good effort there. Picked the ball up in between the middle of the half field and the goal, and just a good run from her there.
This is going to be Goffinette with the kick in from the corner right under the scoreboard. Plays it straight across. Fletcher there, but kicked out of bounds, and it'll stay Caldwell County ball. Another corner kick coming up. Deflection by St. Mary's.
It's a real good thing to see the student section as full as it is. I mean, usually you don't get this kind of student section unless it's closer to 7:30 for a varsity game, but 6 o'clock now, and it almost got a completely full section.
And a chip shot off the foot of Fletcher goes up over the top of the crossbar. Goal kick coming up for St. Mary. You're right, Ryan. I know it's a double header here tonight as the boys will be in action. You'll get to do the play-by-play on the next one. But the student section can really add a lot to soccer games, especially the closer we get to postseason or maybe district matchups.
It really can, and just hearing them, you can't, half the time when you're on the field, you can't even understand what they're saying, but sometimes it gets in the head of that opposing team, and that really helps the home team, like the Lady Tigers right now. You can kind of hear them just little chants over there and stuff, and it frustrates teams a lot.
Littlefield with the ball, gets it to Fletcher, who's moved to the middle of the field. Now Fletcher wants to put the shot on goal. Low line drive, picked up. She had the right idea. She had to keep that one low and go far post.
Yeah, I think she just didn't catch it as clean as she wanted to, but you could see her wind up, and she was thinking a shot the whole way there, and I think it was a smart thing to do. It was a good effort.
Again, back in the ball game in midfield, controls it, puts it back to Boyd. Boyd tripped momentarily, gets it up to Seibert. Ball at midfield. Seibert with a nice step over move. Plays it down, looking for Traylor. Traylor hustles, not going to be able to catch that one as it goes out of bounds. Throw in far sideline by St. Mary's.
I think Seibert, she's one of those players that sometimes she doesn't get on the score sheet, or she might get the pass to the assist. She's one of those players that doesn't get all the credit, but she's very, very good on the ball. She's always dribbling or picking her head up and finding a good pass. She's real good on the ball. One of those players that, in my opinion, just doesn't get enough credit.
Through ball played down to Goffinette. Goffinette has it stolen away inside the 18, but kicked out of bounds by St. Mary's. Hannah Young will come out, get a well-deserved break, and Kendall Boyd enters the ball game. So it'll be Kendall along with Adams and McDaniels defensively. Asia's still also in the ball game for Caldwell County. Corner kick comes up. It was Fletcher against three people. Fletcher able to get a head on it, puts it back to Goffinette. Goffinette with a step over move, puts it towards the goal, stopped by the keeper for St. Mary's.
Looks like Caldwell's just keeping Kelsey Adams just sitting back in that sweeper position just in case a ball over the top. That's really the role she relishes in. She can play anywhere in the back line, but that deeper center back role she's very good at. Is what she's known for.
And Ryan, I think that's one of the things that Kelsey Adams brings, even though last year was her first year of varsity. She was all region, and she understands the difference in a game where you want to play your four backs flat and try to draw some offsides, or where you have a chance to play sweeper when you don't expect a lot of offensive play from the opponent.
And she's so fundamentally sound. You can just see her. She's 20 yards away from the ball, but she's always moving her feet, always on her toes, just bouncing back and forth just in case anything happens. She's very instinctive. She's a very good center back. You can talk about how she plays all day long. She won't get enough credit.
Ball played up looking for Traylor. Traylor has one player to beat, gets possession of it. She's going to go down, gets bumped in the box. No call on that one. And finally, a late whistle comes in. It'll be a penalty kick for Pookie Traylor.
Yeah, it looks like.
And St. Mary's really had no choice there. Traylor was going to go in and have an easy goal. This way, it's a one-on-one.
Yeah, and some people think you have to hit the ground for it to be called a penalty, but she was denied a goal-scoring opportunity, and that's really what the whole penalty is about.
So it'll be Pookie Traylor with the penalty kick. Players set up, and little chip shot in for Traylor.
Good finish for her. Sometimes PKs are a big mental thing, and they're kind of 50-50. If the goalkeeper picks to go the right way, she picks to go the right way. If she gets a good hand on it, it'll be safe. So nice, calm nerve there from Alyssa Traylor to bury that penalty.
Traylor scores on the penalty kick, makes it 5-1 Caldwell County. And Ryan, you were talking about that sweeper position and Kelsey Adams not getting a lot of the credit she deserves. She'll get noticed a lot by opposing coaches all year long. She plays it similar to this was probably well before your time. A former Lady Tiger back in the day called Allie Gilland played there for a lot of years and was the best I ever saw at that position. But Kelsey Adams has a chance to put her name right alongside Allie.
She does, and just being a sophomore, like you said, she had just as many minutes as anybody last season playing with all those seniors. She was in a very tough team to get minutes in, and as a freshman, she came in, and it looked like it had been her team for years. She's a wonderful leader back there. She could see the entire field the whole time, and she's one of the smartest players on the field. Yeah,
if you're going to talk on a field of seniors, you better back up what you're saying, and she was able to do well with the communication effort last year. St. Mary's with possession. Boyd comes up defensively, puts it out of bounds.
And Hannah Young also partnering Adams back there in the center back role. Always a big part of their back line. She's a little more adventurous. She goes up a little bit more. She picks her head up for more passes. Adams is a more systematic defender. She can point you where you need to be 3 passes ahead, and that's an incredible thing to have.
Nice one-touch pass into the corner to Seibert from Littlefield. Gets it over to Traylor. St. Mary's kicks this one out. Let's see what side of the flag it goes out on. And they're going to call left side of the flag. It'll be a throw-in.
And see if Caldwell County, one of the things they struggled against Henderson was those throw-ins to the box, see if they can get one here themselves.
You've got McDaniels coming down the line. They could have played it back to her. Instead, they go in towards the crowd. And that's Fletcher. Left-footed shot on the rebound from Goffinet. No good. Goes wide left.
It's good to see Fletcher. She's had 2 or 3 shots today with that left foot. She's not afraid to just have the go when she sees the opening, and you can't ask for anything better because a lot of players like to cut back to that right foot or their left foot, whichever one is the strongest, and she really hasn't cared today. She's just been trying. If she sees a window of space, she's taking it.
Hope you'll stay tuned with us at halftime. We'll recap the first half scoring and take a look at this second half. And also, Ryan will have a preview of tonight's boys matchup here at Butler Stadium. So you still got time to come out and see a lot of soccer. You can still see a game and a half if you get here to the next 10, 15 minutes or so. Yeah, he goes out of bounds off of a St. Mary's player, and Boyd takes the throw.
You hopefully see the girls, if they can, close this one out early. If not, finish out a good performance.
Littlefield with a nice step move, blocked at the last second. She had a nice lane to the goal and put a nice kick on it. Just barely blocked. It goes out of bounds. Throw in Lady Tigers.
She did, and again, she just picks up her head and just keeps on dribbling. And sometimes people think dribbling's a little selfish, but it's one of those fundamental things. If you've got it, go ahead and take it. I mean, she's got one player to beat. Go ahead and get past her and have an effort on goal. Unlucky to get the shot blocked.
Not necessarily a fine line. If nobody stops you and you have the ball, yes, go straight to the goal as this throw-in comes into Traylor. And St. Mary's tries to get it out. Still a battle covered up by the keeper. But if you're trying to dribble through 2 players or go one-on-one way too long and somebody's standing beside you for the drop, that's when the coaches really will get irritated and start talking to you about sharing the ball. But just like the situation with Hannah Young earlier in the half, she took the throw in. Nobody stepped up for St. Mary's to stop the ball, and she took it all the way in for the goal.
Yeah, and like you said, coaches start getting aggravated with, even if Sophie, as good as she's playing today, if she had lost the ball a couple times, Coach Miller might try to tell her, hey, you've got to get the ball off your foot because you're just dribbling and losing it. That's what starts frustrating coaches.
Good play from Goffinet down to Fletcher. Fletcher with a nice drop pass, shot by Traylor, blocked. Goffinet's going to get it back. Goffinet has an open lane. She winds up, puts a shot on goal, stays on the ground, and easily picked up by the keeper for St. Mary's.
I think she didn't catch that one as clean as she wanted to, and it was good effort there. The first shot that was blocked Alyssa Traylor's shot. That's textbook. Get the ball inside, get it back out wide, and then back inside for an easy shot. That's exactly what you want to see if you're Coach Miller.
Nice play by Fletcher, looking in for Goffinet, and that's something that maybe a week ago didn't happen as the ball goes out across the end line. Fletcher, most situations, is going to take that deep to the corner. She made a little curl kick and wanted Goffinet to come in at more of an angle for that one instead of letting the defense anticipate that to go to the corner. And that worked much better than 2 weeks ago, and it's going to work much better in another 2 weeks.
It is, and instead of Lainey just being the more aggressive dribbler down the line, today she's playing more like a leader. Like you said, she's picking her head up, waiting for somebody to make that run across. She's picking her head up, just trying to find a better pass because she knows that's a better option than dribbling down the sideline.
Shot blocked off the keeper's hands, hits the crossbar, comes right back down to her as Goffinette will get a well-deserved break. Kaylee McEnany in the ball game for Caldwell County. Just under 3 minutes to go here in the first half. There'll be a little bit of stoppage time. Caldwell County leads this one 5-1 over St. Mary's.
And Alyssa Traylor, a good save by the goalkeeper there. Wonderful save to deny her hat trick in the first half. So I'm sure the way she's playing and stuff, she's getting a lot of efforts. I think she will get that hat trick probably in the second half, but good effort there from the goalkeeper to keep her from getting it.
Yeah, and takes a throw in, looks up to Fletcher. Fletcher with a nice through ball to McEnany. McEnany coming in at an angle from the right side of the 18. Shot on goal again on the ground. And after this many shots on the ground, Ryan, you've got to, if you're an offensive player, realize that keeper's making the plays on the ground easy enough. You're going to have to start maybe getting a little air and changing her up a little bit.
Yeah, they're going to, at halftime, Miller might approach that and throw that idea out there, just different finishes, trying to get it a little more off the ground, try to pick a corner. Instead of just hitting it as hard as you can right down the middle on the ground. But good effort from Caldwell County. And I think if they just keep on getting shots like that, it keeps the goalkeeper busy. It makes her think a lot more than she'll ever want to.
Ball stolen away in midfield by St. Mary's. They try the long through ball. Kelsey Adams there. Also Kendall Boyd for Caldwell County. Kendall very active back there in the backfield. Gets it up to Littlefield. Littlefield at the midfield circle. Nice step over move.
Wonderful ball to Seibert. Looking
for Seibert. Seibert stopped, gets it back. And now it's to Traylor. They're going to call Pookie offsides back at about the 25-yard line.
And so far, Littlefield and Fletcher, they are playing like ideal midfielders. Laney a little more out on the wing now, but Sophie just then, she beats one player off the dribble, picks her head up in a good through ball, and as soon as the loose ball, she picks it up and just first touch, just plays a perfect ball through to Traylor. Unlucky to be offsides, but the whole time she wasn't thinking, I'm going to pick this ball up and dribble. She saw that there was a good passing lane, picked her head up and played it through first time.
I think Littlefield's doing a great job taking over the spot of Taylor Freeman, and Taylor spent 4 years there. Was the most unselfish player you would ever meet as Traylor gets this one down deep into the 18. And I think Littlefield is really starting to learn that that's a position you're going to run yourself to death. You're going to make your teammates look great, but you're not going to get a lot of headlines.
Yeah, and that's always the position. Some players love playing that spot, and you can see that she loves having the ball at her feet, and just she's really the thing that makes this offense work. Just picking her head up and trying to find easy passes. If there's not an easy pass, she could probably beat you off the dribble. So I think she's playing an absolutely phenomenal game today.
Yeah, if you charge Littlefield, you're going to get burned if you overplay her. Nice play by McEnany. It's one-on-one coming into the 18 from the side. McEnany thought about the shot on goal, drops it off a St. Mary's player. Another corner kick as we are in stoppage time now. And Caldwell County is not going to get the corner kick away as they call halftime. So after one half of play, it's the Caldwell County Lady Tigers 5, St. Mary's Lady Vikings 1. We'll be back to recap the first half and look ahead to the second half as well as the second half of our doubleheader. All of that coming your way in just a few minutes, so stay tuned. You're listening to Lady Tiger Soccer on 103.3 The Tiger.
Porter Gas Company is a full-service local and family-owned propane company offering services in Princeton, Cadiz, Madisonville, and Murray. Right now, Porter Gas is offering specials on propane. Porter Gas offers Holland and Napoleon grills, Dixie choppers, and they also have Red Max weed eaters. Contact Porter Gas Company today for all of your residential, commercial, and agricultural propane needs. Porter Gas Company, a family tradition of service since 1951.
Planters Bank, located at 208 North Jefferson Street, is locally owned and operated with a strong, sincere focus on customer service. Planters Bank has a diverse team of seasoned professionals in Western Kentucky and Clarksville, Tennessee. Since first opening their doors, Planters Bank has made a name for itself as an energetic player in the financial services market. Stop by and talk to the friendly folks at Planters and find out about the You Choose Rewards program. Planters Bank, member FDIC, and equal housing lender.
Hello, this is Gloria Smith with the law office of Jeff Russo. Are you buying or selling real estate? Are you planning on refinancing your existing home loan? If so, you should be aware that you have your choice in which attorney provides the legal services associated with such transactions. Our law office has over 50 years of experience in real estate law. We pride ourselves on being cost-effective and having a quick turnaround time. If you're in need of such services, call us today at 365-2763 or find us on the web at www.jeffrussolaw.com. We are located in downtown Princeton on the east side of the courthouse.
This is an advertisement. Here's a reminder from your Princeton Electric Plant Board. Meter tampering is dangerous. Tampering with an electric meter is not only dangerous, it is dishonest and against the law. Stealing electricity by tampering with an electric meter may result in your arrest and can even risk your life. Tampering with meters results in increased utility bills that everyone has to pay. If you see anyone tampering with an electric meter, call the Princeton Electric Plant Board right away at 270-365-2031. Princeton Electric Plant Board, Princeton's #1 energy source.
The summer months are fading fast and everyone is settling back into their routines. With the kids back in school, you can now concentrate on summer projects you intended on doing, but you just never found time. Come see us at Fredonia Valley Bank and check out our consumer loans that could help you finance your next project. Purchase a car, truck, or a recreational vehicle to enjoy this fall. With only a couple of months left of warm weather, why wouldn't you drop in and spend some time talking to one of our friendly loan officers? The loan officers at Fredonia Valley Bank will help you make sound decisions when it comes to borrowing money and will guide you through the process. Fredonia Valley Bank is your real community bank, operating independently over 100 years, providing the people in our communities with the services they deserve. Located at 602 Cassidy Avenue, Fredonia, and 226 Commerce Street, Eddyville. Member FDIC and equal housing lender.
Hey, John, did you know that McDonald's has a 2 for $5 menu full of fan favorites?
Really? What can I get for only $5?
You can mix and match a winning combination from a selection of your favorites, including the Big Mac, Filet-O-Fish, classic chicken sandwich, and a 10-piece chicken McNuggets.
Oh, man, you're making me hungry.
Well, then hurry into McDonald's before this incredible deal ends.
I already have my McDonald's app open, and I'm ordering now.
Hi, Caldwell County. I'm Allie Coleman with First Southern National Bank, and I'm ready to service your next loan. Whether you're wanting to build your first home, buy an investment property, or add square footage for your growing family, we can tailor a solution just for you. Stop by my office at 101 West Washington Street in Princeton, or give me a call at 270-365-3545 to apply today. First Southern National Bank, Equal Housing Lender, Federal Registry 409424, NMLS 1002990.
And welcome back, everybody, to Butler Stadium. We're at halftime as the Caldwell County Lady Tigers lead the St. Mary Lady Vikings 5-1. Dennis Stevens along with Ryan Frisch and John Miller here tonight. And Ryan, first half, that Caldwell County, the dominant team, as well they should be. They were expected to be the heavy favorite in this one. The St. Mary's 0-5 on the year, actually outscored 44-1 coming into this game. They did put up a goal, and we'll get to the scoring in a minute. But a lot of good play by the Lady Tigers, a lot of players into the ball game, but by and large, they're using this to work on a lot of fundamentals, and it's really starting to show in that first half.
Yeah, these games are just as big, if not bigger, than games like the tough first half of the season. And it's good to, like those first couple games against the bigger names in the state and stuff, those are big games. You can learn a lot from those games, but games like this tonight, you're a big favorite, and you've got to perform to back that up, being the favorite. And I think Caldwell County is doing a wonderful job tonight.
Taking a look at the scoring in the first half with 31 minutes to go in the first half, McEnany puts Caldwell County on the board with a nice assist by Becca Seibert. About 5 minutes later, it was Pookie Traylor with a nice assist from Laney Fletcher. And that was, Ryan, that was a play two seniors worked together about as well as you're going to see two people work together.
It was, and I believe that was a goal. Just Kelsey Adams picking up her head, and that's an incredible pass to make the first ball to Laney Fletcher just for her to head it through on goal. That, I mean, you can't teach that. No matter what coach you are, no matter who you are in the world, you can't teach a center back to pick up her head and find the head of another player to flick it on 45 yards away. I mean, it was a spectacular pass, and like you said, good to see the two seniors combine in there to get that goal.
Right, for Fletcher to take that ball at that length and make the head flick that she did to an open spot and Traylor be right where she was supposed to be, that was just a thing of beauty as Caldwell County was up at that point 2-0. With 21 minutes left to go in the first half, right before the water break, it was Hannah Young, unassisted. She took a throw in from the sideline, just your basic soccer play that happens 40, 50 times a night on an average game, maybe more, maybe a little bit less, but Hannah took it. Nobody stopped the ball for St. Mary's. Hannah dribbled it right inside the 18 and let it go with a wide open lane, and she put the third goal in of the night for the Lady Tigers.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Oh, go ahead and talk about Hannah's goal a little bit.
That was just a maturity kind of thing. Like you said, it's a fundamental thing, but as a sophomore, just to be able to pick your head up when you're standing at half field and be like, no one's stopping me. I'm going through for a shot on goal. I'm playing center back. It doesn't matter. It's a very mature thing to do. Sometimes you might expect that a little more out of a senior, but having a sophomore just her second year into the program here it's an incredible thing to see.
About 3 minutes later, it was Laney Fletcher with the goal, assisted by Ginn. St. Mary's snuck one in about a minute later. I think maybe a little lackadaisical play by Caldwell County. Didn't really expect St. Mary's to put that quality of shot. They were about 25 yards out, put a shot on goal. Manley just a little bit far out. That one goes in 4-1 at that point, Caldwell County. And then Traylor on the PK, as she was basically shoved in the back inside the 6. She puts the PK in, and that's where we stand now at 5-1 here at halftime.
Yeah, and I think Kate in the goal, Kate Manley, she'll want that back, and everybody on the team will want that back. You'd rather have a clean sheet really than winning 10-0. Or winning 11-1. You'd rather see a 10-0. But still a wonderful performance so far. Manley not having much to do, so she'll want that one back. But it's just one of those things to learn from.
And coming up, this is a doubleheader night here at the Butler Stadium. The boys will take on St. Mary's coming up. I assume game time, kickoff time will be in the neighborhood of 7:30 or so. So Ryan Frisch will have the play-by-play on that one. Ryan, what are you looking for in that game?
I think it'll be a real tough matchup. Both teams with losing records. Caldwell County 0-4, and then St. Mary's 2-5. St. Mary's has played some tougher opponents. They've scored in I think every game but one in a 10-0 loss against McCracken County. Big losses, but still getting a goal. So Caldwell County's defense will have to keep an eye on those few chances because they seem like they could finish fairly well. Should be a tough game. Both teams looking for a big win. Caldwell County looking for their first win. And I think if the Caldwell County boys can get a win tonight, to be a huge confidence boost for their upcoming games.
You talk about that first region, boys and girls. I think McCracken County has come in and just kind of swooped down and taken so much talent. You look at Paducah Tillman. There was days when Caldwell County Lady Tigers had trouble with Paducah Tillman. They had quality players on the field. And this year, they 10-0 Paducah Tillman on Friday night. You get a St. Mary's team that's been known to have a lot of club players at the private school level. Now, a lot of those players have gone over to McCracken County. So I think that's just left a void at the Tillmans and the St. Mary's of that first region.
I would agree. McCracken came in and they pretty much swooped any talent that was around that Paducah area. If you went to Ballard, you're going to McCracken now. If you went to St. Mary's, you might go to McCracken now. And they both still have some talented players, but McCracken County, they can convince somebody, hey, come play for this huge school. You've got a good chance at a region title. Might as well come.
So we're about to kick this one off second half. Again, the boys play about 7:30 tonight, somewhere in that neighborhood. You've still got time to make it out for that one. And then our broadcast schedule continues on Friday night, the first home football game of the season as Caldwell County takes on Hopkinsville. It'll be Bob and Coach Barnes at 6 o'clock. We'll have the pregame show at 6:30, and then it's the Tigers and the Tigers coming up on Friday night as first of a 3-game homestand for the football team. That kicks off at 7 o'clock. We'll have it on the air, on the radio only since we're home on radio only on Friday night, kickoff at 7 o'clock. Although we will have the taped version available right after the ball game.
There will be a huge turnout for that game, first home game of the season and everything against Hopkinsville. It's a tough game, so I think it'll be a big turnout for it.
And I think I saw on Twitter the theme for Friday night's game is red, white, and blue, patriotic. So go ahead and dress up in your patriotic best and come on out and support the football team on Friday night. Underway here in the second half, Caldwell County had the first kick.
And for Friday night, if you don't like seeing a lot of short jean shorts on some guys, you might want to sit far away from that student section, because that's usually what happens on a red, white, and blue night.
Well, thanks for the warning on that one. I don't think we'll have to worry about that in the press box, but thanks for the warning down on the field on that. Caldwell County kicks this one out of bounds. It'll be a throw in St. Mary's. And Ryan, as you have joined our broadcast crew, you're going to do a lot of soccer this year, especially a lot of the boys' games. You're going to notice that sun coming in about 6:30 or 7 o'clock as we get into fall is really bright, especially with the old Hosier Mill building no longer there to block anything. It'll be right in our eyes the better part of this whole second half.
It is very bright, and as hot as it is, it's very irritating as well. But hopefully it'll get dark fairly soon and start cooling down a little bit. It's hot up here.
Ball played in. Caldwell County is going towards the Washington Street end here at Butler Stadium this half. Ball settled at midfield by Ginn. Ginn with a nice ball all the way up to Traylor. Traylor had to dance around a little while with that one as it rolled up her shin guard a little bit, and St. Mary is able to capitalize with the steal, and then they turn around and kick it out of bounds. It'll be a throw in, Lady Tigers near midfield.
I think Caldwell will just try to do the exact same thing they did in the first half. Move the ball pretty well. If you can dribble, go ahead and dribble, as you can see McEnany doing. But I think game plan will probably stay pretty much the same as it was in the first half.
McEnany dribbled up against two players down that far sideline. She had Traylor in the middle and Seibert coming up in a nice position on the far side. That's one that I think Kaylee, as the season goes along and she gets used to some of her teammates, she's going to drop that one off a little bit quicker and look for maybe the return pass. It still ends up with a corner kick for Caldwell County as they put the ball in play. Nice high kick in front of the net and just barely over. That was Littlefield barely missing the little pooch kick on a nice corner kick by Fletcher.
And I think it was just, again, another little awkward bounce. If she would have been there just a split second before, it would have hit right on her foot. It's just that bounce, if you don't judge it right at all, especially like you said, the dry field tonight, it'll bounce up and it's going to go over every time.
St. Mary's with the goal kick comes out. Kelsey Adams puts it back in play, middle of the field to McEnany. McEnany with a little battle. St. Mary's able to come away with it. Over to clean that up is Wynn. Another player, we haven't called her name a lot, but she's played some pretty good soccer stepping into that starting lineup this season. She's played some pretty good soccer in the first 4 or 5 games for Caldwell County.
She has, and I think St. Mary's, I think the second half, they'll try to be have a little more of a system on the defensive end instead of just kind of sitting back and trying to stop as many goals as you can. I think they'll be watching out for certain players more, like Alyssa Traylor or Fletcher running down that sideline, instead of just kind of sitting back and hoping for the best.
Caldwell County leads this one 5-1. We're about 4 minutes into the second half here at Butler Stadium. Fletcher with the ball far side. And Ryan, one thing that the Lady Tigers will also probably learn a little bit, as we've noticed it up here, maybe off air a little bit tonight, Lady Tigers are really dominating that right side as the goal goes in on Kelsey Adams. I mean on McEnany, excuse me, with a nice goal. Let's see, 36 minutes left to go in the half.
Again, just such a mature play. Instead of just hitting that first time, which still a good opportunity for her to pass it right past the goalkeeper, but instead taking a touch, she caught the goalkeeper flat-footed, taking that touch to the side, and I mean, there's really no way to miss it from that angle. If you take that first time, there's a chance of her getting the goalkeeper getting a save on it, but instead took that touch, and it's pretty much a 100% that you're going to score that goal.
And a 6-1 lead now for the Lady Tigers. I'm sure as much as they like seeing that ball go down and you get the goal, I'd like to see Caldwell maybe use this switch the field a little bit and use the Seibert side maybe just a little bit more, spread that defense out for St. Mary's.
Yeah, I'd like to see it as well. And I think number 16 running right behind Seibert right now. She's been marshaling her pretty much. She's been right beside her the entire time.
Nice feed from Seibert over to Pookie Trailer. Pookie winds up, puts a shot on goal, blocked away at the last second. It'll be a corner kick, but a nice drop into the middle by Becca Seibert. And that's exactly on cue what we talked about. Caldwell County able to come near side. Seibert with the nice pass.
Yeah, I think Trailer, she might want that one back a little bit, 1v1. I think she picked the corner, but I think the goalkeeper I think the little bit of a mind game there. I think the goalkeeper had the advantage.
Corner kick comes in over the head of McEnany, kicked out by St. Mary's. Coming up to take care of that, though, is Young. Young with a nice step-over move. Young still with some room. She puts a shot on goal, but right again at the goalie.
Very confident play from her today. Just, again, no one's going to stop her. Might as well dribble it up and have an effort on goal.
High bounce is going to go over the head of McDaniel. She's going to retreat and pick it up. Behind her is Adams for the drop if needed. It's off a St. Mary's player. And Morgan's going to take the throw in. She looks down the field, blocked by St. Mary's, but coming in is Seibert. Seibert with a nice pass to Trailer.
There's another good ball inside from Seibert on that outside.
Seibert takes it to the corner. It goes out of bounds. It'll be a throw in for the Lady Vikings. Caldwell County looking to go 4-4 on the season after starting out 1-3. This will be their third win in a row if they can pick it up. McDaniels takes it on the throw to midfield.
Yeah, it'd be nice to see that win streak after such a tough start to the season. A big win against Apollo, but all those other tough games, it'd be nice to see that 3-game win streak and get back to 500. It's a good thing to see at the early stages of the season.
Throw in far side by Fletcher, gets it back. She puts the ball into the middle. And it's Littlefield going down hard. Not an illegal play. She had some contact in the middle. Both players going for the ball, as both players are allowed to do.
Yeah, it's just a hard-nosed play. A lot of people, that was a good shot.
And nice goal by Morgan McDaniels.
What a goal.
Put a big hook on a left-footed kick. And a great goal by Morgan.
That was a wonderful goal. Just picking her head up, just knowing if she gets a lot of power on it, goalkeeper's a little off her line, just see how much you can get onto it and kind of hope for the best. And the best happened. It was a really good effort there from Morgan.
Yeah, she was very patient on that and set it up. I thought for a minute she was going to try to cross it a little bit or maybe poke it into the middle. She decided, hey, I've got that whole corner to deal with. She wound up and put a nice bend on it.
It looked like that hard knock on Sophie. It looks like they're going to take her off and get Abby Hagan on for some minutes today, too.
Hagan picking up her first goal in the big win over Paducah Tillman.
It's also a good thing to see. I believe she's a freshman this year, so battling in this team, getting minutes as well. It's a real good thing to see and getting that goal.
Yeah, we hope Littlefield's okay, and I think she was. She may have got the wind knocked out of her a little bit on that firm field. This one goes down to Seibert. Seibert taken out inside the box. No call on that one. And it'll be kicked out of bounds by St. Mary's. A lot of contact, Ryan, for that one not to be called, but still a good play by Becca Seibert to go in and kind of mix it up.
And good sportsmanship. As soon as she was hit with the tackle, the girl turned around and made sure she was okay. So good sportsmanship from St. Mary's.
Good job by Hannah Young. Puts it back in the offensive end for Caldwell County. It's Hagan. Hagan with a nice pass over to Ginn. Gets by her a little bit. Going to be picked up by St. Mary's. But there's Kelsey Adams roaming that backfield. She takes it towards the middle, looks up for McEnany. McEnany with a nice settle with the poke to Trailer. Back to McEnany. McEnany feeds that far side. It's Fletcher running inside the 18, far right. Crossover to Trailer. And Trailer just outside the right bar.
And that's incredible to see. In my opinion, I would rather see 5 or 6 passes strung together and then getting a perfect ball across the box to have a 1v1 finish. I'd rather see that than anybody dribble through the entire team and have an effort. I think that was a wonderful setup from the Lady Tigers. They're just unlucky to not get the finish.
Went off the hands of the keeper, so it's a Caldwell County corner kick. They play it into McEnany. Back out front again. Again, back to McEnany. McEnany turns and shoots. And it did go in. I thought for a second it was off the side, Ryan.
I thought it was too for a second. The sun is absolutely killing us, but a good goal there. McEnany just picking her head up and easy finish on that near post for her.
We'll give the assist again. So let's see, that is McEnany's third goal of the night. She picks up the hat trick. And it's 8-1 now, Caldwell County. Lucy Goffinette checking back into the ball game. Becca Seibert coming out after some good play, Ryan, in the first 10 minutes of this half. As we set this one back in play, we're going to take a quick break. 30 minutes left to go here in the ball game. Caldwell County leading this one 8-0. We'll be back in 1 minute. This is Lady Tiger Soccer on WPKY.
One of the unpleasant sides of summer are bug bites and ticks. Bugs, including mosquitoes, ticks, and some flies, can spread diseases, including Zika virus, Rocky Mountain spotted fever, and Lyme disease. Reduce your risk by taking the following steps to prevent bug bites. Use insect repellent. Use EPA-registered insect repellents that contain at least 20% DEET for protection against mosquitoes, ticks, and other bugs. Other repellents may protect against mosquitoes, but are not effective against ticks and other bugs. When applying insect repellent, remember to spray all exposed skin, but also the clothing and shoes as well. Cover exposed skin. As much as possible, wear long sleeve shirts, long pants, socks, and a hat. Tuck your shirt into your pants and your pants into your socks for maximum protection. Check yourself often. Once you return from outdoors, immediately check for ticks. Pay close attention to areas such as scalp, ears, armpits, groins, as ticks tend to frequent these areas. It's also helpful to shower as soon as you're inside if possible. Stay safe and try to avoid bugs and ticks this summer.
This is Danny Patton with Farmers Bank and Trust Company. Our new Lyon County branch is now open. Come in and see us for the same friendly service and the names and faces you know and trust to provide you with all your banking needs. We're now ready to serve you at 28 Commerce Street in Eddyville. Open Monday through Thursday, 8:30 to 4, Friday, 8:30 to 5, and 9 to 12:30 on Saturday. Stop by today and experience banking at its best at Farmers Bank and Trust Company. Member FDIC.
And we're back to Butler Stadium. Caldwell County Lady Tigers leading St. Mary's 8-1. Caldwell led in scoring by McEnany so far this ball game. She's picked up the hat trick with a goal just a couple of minutes ago. Hannah Young now controls it to midfield, puts it back in the offensive end. Ryan, this has been a game, even though St. Mary's did get on the board with a nice 25-yard goal early in the first half, it's been 85-90% offense for Caldwell County.
It has, and it's a good thing to see, just because they're not just keeping the ball with long balls over the top and winning goal kicks. They're keeping the ball because they're stringing together between 5 and 10 passes every time they have a ball. So that's a real good thing to see.
This one blasted into the St. Mary's offensive end. It'll go out of bounds, and Kelsey Adams will get to throw. Freshman Hadley Hall, seeing her first action tonight, comes in for Morgan McDaniels. Adams with the big throw up the field, finds McEnany. McEnany has some company. St. Mary steals it away, puts a long ball down to the far left corner. Adams sends that one outside the wall here at Butler Stadium, and it'll be a throw in St. Mary's.
And I think you said McEnany leading the scoring right now. She's got 3. I think Caldwell County just keeps on stringing the passes like they are and getting efforts on goal. I think Alyssa Traylor will she'll join her in that hat trick club tonight.
Yeah, those players kind of back and forth for leading scorer on the season. I think that put McEnany in a tie with Traylor right now on the season. Bad throw by St. Mary's, not called. Caldwell County comes up and takes a kick out near midfield. It was Hagan going for it and missed that one. St. Mary's still with it now. St. Mary's outside the 18, takes the shot, but wide left, and it'll be a goal kick, Caldwell County.
Yeah, rare attack. I think that might be their only their second shot tonight. First one resulted in a 25-yard goal, but that one just always going wide. Manley never had to worry about that one.
Traylor and McEnany come off as Boyd and Littlefield go up front now for Caldwell County.
And Littlefield, now she's in a little more attacking role. We'll see if she's going to still try to string together some passes or if she'll take on that more dribbling role and try to get past some defenders on her own.
Young puts this one up the field, deflected by St. Mary's. Back to Adams. Adams with the high lob. First touch to St. Mary's. And Ryan, that's a thing. We just heard Coach Miller, that ball up in the air, and even though you're leading 8-0, you can't just start giving the other team the first touch on all these 50-50 balls. You've got to still get in there and play like it's 0-0, and that's something that Coach Miller is doing right now, is coaching this team up, even up 8-1.
Yeah, and I think he was, like you said, getting that message across, and then also telling them if they're not going to win that first ball, win the second ball, because the initial ball was won by St. Mary's, and he said, and now win. So I think he's just trying to tell his girls, if they don't get that first ball, don't just stand around and hope that it's going to land at your feet. You got to get right back into it, try to win that second ball.
Right. Madison Smith, number 5 in the ball game, her first action tonight for the Lady Tigers. Sophomore midfielder.
neither team
actually is going to play in a defensive role here in this ball game.
Neither team really able to keep the ball in bounds over these last 5 or 6 minutes, just bouncing out of bounds on that far side.
I think Coach Miller's not really worried about the mercy rule tonight. He's going to use this one as a chance to get some of the younger players some extra minutes on the field, more than they may see in the next little stretch.
Yeah, and the young players, they're already getting some playing time, so it'd be nice to see them get that little bit of confidence, and hopefully that transform into some more playing time and helping out this varsity roster over this tough stretch that's coming.
Yeah, after tonight, you've got Graves County on Thursday away, UHA on Saturday at home, the big district showdown with Madisonville coming up on Tuesday night, and then also in that stretch, Owensboro to round out the next 4 games. So a tough streak coming up, maybe not as brutal as that opening season streak, but still some tough quality opponents coming up for the Lady Tigers, and no more bigger game than that Madisonville game coming up next Tuesday night.
Yeah, I think Madisonville, like you said, it's not as tough of a schedule as the beginning of the season, but Madisonville, it's a district game, so even games against teams that you're heavily favored in, they're always close games unless you actually come in prepared and ready for a battle. District games are always so hard. You play that team once or twice a year, every year, so you know a lot about each other, and I think Caldwell and Madisonville North know every single thing about each other, so It'll be a tough matchup. Madisonville
also with a big graduating class last year, so it'll be interesting to see what the younger players on both teams do in that big showdown next Tuesday night at Madisonville.
It will kind of be a new era. A lot of the girls from last year for Caldwell County getting more playing time this year because of those big senior class going, and the same thing for Madisonville North.
And St. Mary's with a player down. Ball still in action, though, inside the 18 by St. Mary's. We'll see if this one can be kicked out anywhere.
And I think Adams there she put her hands up. I think she was trying to let the ball roll. The St. Mary player kept on playing.
And there, Caldwell County will kick it out of bounds. They'll get the trainer out. It's number 2 again.
And this time it looks like she's in a lot more pain than last time, the goal scorer, so tough to see for St. Mary.
Jacqueline Meredith, again, getting a look at on that right leg, right around the knee area. She was rubbing the back of it. I don't know if it was hyperextended earlier, but she's limping off the field again. So a tough game. Even though she did pick up the 1 goal in the ball game, still a tough physical game for young Jacqueline Meredith.
Yeah, I think she's just been on the receiving end of some tough tackles from this Caldwell County back line, and sometimes they take a hit, especially if she's already been hit hard earlier with a tiny injury. You don't want to see that go any farther, so hopefully she's okay.
They did do the preliminary check on the ligaments of the knee as the trainer turned it. Apparently looks fine. They'll put some ice on her and give her a little bit of break as we're back in action now with 22 minutes left to go in the ball game. Just a tad bit of stoppage time coming up for Meredith. Caldwell County on the attack again. That's Fletcher, far right side. Makes the angle in, puts the cross on to Littlefield. Littlefield shot up and in. Fletcher with the assist. And Littlefield with the goal.
Good to see her get her second goal of the season. I mean, she's been absolutely dominant tonight. I think she's been the best player on the field in my opinion, and good to see her get on the score sheet.
And that's Littlefield's first goal of the night. We'll give the assist to Fletcher.
And a good run from Fletcher, too, just picking up the ball and seeing she had the advantage on the outside of that defender, just took her on and got the win on that 1v1, and a good ball across, nice easy ball across for Sophie Littlefield just to take a touch and finish.
Yeah, Littlefield switched position. She's the front forward right now. She was in perfect spot for that pass. And Littlefield tried to go between a couple of players, has it stolen away. Another thing that made that play, Ryan, is the great angle by Laney Fletcher to come in at the top of the 18. She took that corner at an angle and brought it right in, drew the defense to her, and just dropped an easy pass off to Littlefield that she didn't have to settle very hard, kind of rolled in front of her foot. She was able to take it in stride and put that one in the net away from the goalie. Something we haven't done a lot tonight, but a good job by the Lady Tigers on that one.
Yeah, it was a lot of players, if they get to turn the corner on that defender, they like to go straight at the goal. And Laney just realizing that it'd be a lot easier for her to just take another touch towards the end line and just cut it back towards Sophie Littlefield, where she can just have a touch or a first-time finish.
9-0 Caldwell County as we are near the 20-minute mark here in the ball game. We're going to take a quick timeout and be back in 1 minute. You're listening to Lady Tiger Soccer on WPKY.
Caldwell Medical Center Sleep Lab offers diagnosis for a variety of sleep problems, including sleep apnea. 1 in every 5 Americans have significant sleep difficulties, which, when diagnosed properly, can be successfully treated. A few symptoms of sleep disorders include fatigue, morning headaches, impotence, frequent urination, irritability, memory loss, high blood pressure, and loud snoring. If you have some of these symptoms, we may be able to help you identify and treat them before they cause more serious health conditions. Caldwell Medical Center offers studies in lab and in your home depending on your insurance company's requirements. Call 270-365-0300 for more information.
Prearranged funeral planning gives you real peace of mind.
What separates us from the rest is how much our people care.
At Morgan's Funeral Home, we can help you plan your final arrangements in advance and make your wishes known. We'll assist you in making the choices and selections that reflect your wishes and help you put them in writing so there will be no doubt. Morgan's Funeral Home, serving families for over 100 years.
And back to Butler Stadium. We are in the water break time, stoppage time here with about 20 minutes left to go in the ball game. Caldwell County leading this one 9-1 right now. And Ryan, a good job by the Lady Tigers, starting to spread the ball around, players playing some different positions, but good minutes out on the field. The hustle is still there, and when it's not, if they get a little bit lazy, Coach Miller's doing the right thing. He's pulling these girls off, saying we can't stop and just let balls bounce or let St. Mary's have the first touch. We've got to stay the aggressor no matter what the score.
Yeah, and some people might think that you're up 9-1. Why would you want to keep on attacking? And then it's not really the fact that they're trying to get the mercy rule. It's the fact that if this was a district game and it's tied 1-1 and you'd been quitting early on in the season, quitting early during games and stuff, you could see that later on in big games. Say it's tied 1-1. And you just give up, and that allows the other team to get in there. So, I don't really think it's that they're going for the mercy rule, but it is good to see that they're not slowing down a single bit on attacking.
All the players come back out on the field, as we said, 9-1 Caldwell County.
During the boys' game, we might not have a water break. It seems to be cooling off fairly quickly, getting a little breeze, so might not have to have that water break.
Coming down a little bit and get a little breeze kicked up. I bet our game time temperature was hovering somewhere around that 100-degree feel-like temp.
Yeah, I wouldn't have a doubt about it being up.
We've been fortunate the last couple of years, though, that we haven't had to delay play any so far because of the temperature.
Yeah, very good.
Nice settle by again on that one.
You hear Coach Miller's satisfaction on that touch.
Yeah, gets it up to Hagan. Hagan looked for Goffinette.
I like seeing Hagan get minutes. She's got some learning to do as a freshman, but she's pretty confident on the ball. She plays pretty calm. She doesn't try to do too much. She usually tries to pick her head up and find an easy pass.
And you would think she's got some pretty good confidence coming in anyway. As a shot goes on goal, it's going to be wide left because she is the backup goal and has started a couple of games for the Lady Tigers. If you're playing that position, confidence is a must.
It is. If you're a goalkeeper and you have zero confidence, your whole team's going to suffer because an easy ball right to you in the middle of the goal, if you don't have any confidence, that could be a goal for the other team. So, goalkeepers, you have to have a huge amount of confidence. Even if you're playing on a team that's lost 10-0 the majority of their season, if you have zero confidence, you're going to keep on just hurting your team.
And you did a good job in the broadcaster world, got the sneeze signal, so you kept on going with it.
I was trying to keep that a secret, but I guess it's not much of a secret now.
I'll brag on you on all those. Good job on that one. As Caldwell County gets it up, it was Laney Fletcher, far side, double team. St. Mary's kicks it out of bounds. It'll be a throw-in for Laney, far sideline.
Bless you, by the way.
Thank you. Back to Fletcher. Fletcher with the poke looking for Hagan. Instead goes over to Ginn. Ginn just lets it rip from about 25 yards out, in and out of the hands, but still picked up by the keeper for St. Mary's.
That's a lot of power to put on a shot that she wasn't really running up to get a good kick at it. It was still kind of stuck underneath her feet. So I'd hate to see how hard that ball was hit if she had a good run up on it.
Yeah, she did that pretty much from a standing position. As Young goes down, no call.
Like a tough elbow there, but Young bounces up pretty quick.
And Young's played enough now. She's going to probably remember the number of the one that did that.
She is, and she's tough. I would not dare hit her with a hard challenge because she can hit a lot harder, I promise.
Nice ball over to Hagan. Hagan with the shot, one-touch shot, deflected by St. Mary's. But it goes back over to Fletcher. Fletcher with the ball and just almost over the goal line there to clean it up was Goffinette, but the keeper able to recover and pick it back up very quickly to keep that one from making it 10-1.
I do believe that was kind of a confidence thing. You're down 9-1, and earlier on she's making that save 10 times out of 10, and now just I think a little confidence is out the window. That was an easier save for her, and it just went straight through her hands and almost led to a Caldwell County goal.
Touch pass by, again, picked off by St. Mary's. They cleared way back down the field. Kelsey Adams playing that sweeper role tonight. Puts it back out towards the sideline. Now she'll come give chase defensively as St. Mary's tried to keep it in and whiffed on it. It'll be Caldwell County throw in. Adams will take care of the duties for that.
And as much as good as we say of Kelsey Adams, I really think that she could fit in any team in this region. Henderson would probably love to have her. I mean, she's an outstanding player. You could never say enough about her.
Yeah, you don't see a freshman get all region honors very much, but Adams able to do that last season. Nice ball up, Sophie Littlefield giving chase, but not before the keeper for St. Mary's gets there first. And she'll keep it 9-1 right now. Not really sure on the clock right now. I don't think they stopped it during the water break, so we're just going to have to play it by ear.
Yeah,
of course, two more goals by Caldwell County would end this one with the mercy rule.
I would think it's up around closer to 20, maybe not right around 20, but closer to it than closer to 10.
Lucy Goffinette comes off, and Becca Seibert comes into the ball game for the Lady Tigers.
You see the wings and up top being substituted a lot more, and that kind of comes with any team, but it's nice to see that Caldwell County has some depth in those positions. You have Lucy Geyer, Seibert, Littlefield, and the list goes on and on.
There was Boyd coming up, very aggressive, playing maybe out of position for her. She's up at one of the forward positions, maybe midfield wing, and she was able to get a foot on that one. Shot on goal by Fletcher from way out on the far side. Off of a St. Mary's player, it'll be a corner kick just in front of the concession stand.
The perfect ball in from Lainey Fletcher. I think she would have liked to get a little more height on it, but a very good pace. And if a Caldwell County player would have got ahead to that, I think it would have been a good effort on goal.
Ball in by Fletcher, goes out of bounds. It's going to be off of Caldwell County. It'll be a goal kick. And Ryan, one thing I hope I don't see at all this season is that play to where they think they're faking everybody out, where somebody goes over and touches it and acts like they're going to change their mind and kick somebody else over to take the corner kick and then dribble it in.
You're tired of seeing that one.
Oh, I've never seen that play work. And
it does look like Coach Miller's got some creative stuff on corners, or they're just going to play it into the box and have a good run. But I do agree. I'm myself tired of it.
I've seen that fool the referee way more than it's fooled the opposing team. So fortunately, for my sake anyway, just a little editorial on that play. It's not one of my favorites. This one comes up through Seibert. Seibert has some room. Gets it over to Hagan.
Wonderful
now back
ball.
over to Seibert. Seibert left-footed shot up and in. Assist to Hagan.
I think it's fair to say I can be pretty biased. That was a wonderful ball from Hagan and a very good finish from Seibert. She saw the goalkeeper was kind of cheating towards the middle still, left that near post open, and it was just a firm pass that near post. It's a good finish from Seibert. Pretty rewarding for as much hard work as she's had today. I think she's had an assist or two, and good to see Hagan getting her an assist tonight.
Yeah, nice play by Hagan to keep her attention intact and play that one across.
And that's, again, a maturity thing. I've said it a couple times, but as a freshman, to just, instead of picking that ball up and taking a couple touches, if she didn't hit that pass first time, it wouldn't have happened. It would have been probably a ball bouncing around inside the 18 between different players, but wonderful from Abby Hagan. Very good work from her.
Caldwell County leads this one now 10-1 over St. Mary's. St. Mary's able to put a goal in about midway through the first half to keep this one going right now. Caldwell County back on the field. It's Boyd. Boyd has an opening. Now she's picked up by the defense for St. Mary's. They'll kick it out of bounds. Throw in for the home team.
The Boyd sisters are a handful. They are about the hardest working people I've ever seen play in any position. I think if Coach Miller put them in the goal, I really don't think they'd care. I think they'd still find a way to run around the entire time and find something to do.
I do too.
I believe Kendall's a freshman too this year, isn't she? It's good to see the freshmen get some minutes. That's always a good thing to see.
Ball loose in front of the goal. I thought Seibert was going to have a shot on it. She was blocked initially by one of the defenders for St. Mary's. Punt out is going to go just below the midfield circle. Ginn is in control of that one.
Now I think it's going to be a battle between
Hagen. Hagen with another nice one touch over to Seibert. Seibert has some room down the left side. Plays the ball back through the middle. She was looking for Littlefield. Littlefield blocked at the last second. That ball is going to go out of bounds. It'll still be a throw in. Lady Tigers well into their offensive end.
It's awesome to see. There's not a single bit of selfishness on this girls' team. I mean, if they can take someone on, they'll take someone on. If they can't take them on and they need to drop the ball off, they don't care who's behind them. They'll drop it off to them. It's good to see that they have confidence in each other for anything on the field.
Yeah, but it doesn't look like there's a lot of ego on this team.
And that's one thing. Sometimes it's good to have some ego. And, I mean, some of these girls, they know they're good. They know that they can really go out and play with the best of them. But it's awesome to see that they can just drop it whenever, like tonight, your favorites, they didn't come in too cocky. They've come out and put on a wonderful performance.
Oh, nice step over move by Seibert. Plays it back to Ginn at midfield. Ginn looks up and finds Laney Fletcher. Laney with a good first step. She takes it down the right side. Double team. Puts it over to Boyd. Boyd, let's go with the shot.
What
and
a finish.
And that's Kendall Boyd.
You just had the feeling she would get that last one. She just kept battling, and good to see her get that goal, get the final goal of the game.
And Kendall Boyd, with that one, will give the assist to Fletcher. And that does it for the girls' game. Let me put Fletcher into the column here tonight. We'll get ready to wrap this one up. Maybe talk to Coach Miller here in just a little bit. But Ryan, a big game for Caldwell County as they mercy rule St. Mary's tonight, 11-1. Good play by several Lady Tigers. We'll come back and recap this one and let Ryan look ahead a little bit to the boys matchup that's also coming your way here on WPKY. We'll do that in about 3 minutes, so you stay tuned with us. You're listening to Lady Tiger Soccer on WPKY.
At first glance, you may think we are only here to sell and service your vehicle. But did you know that Tri-Choose Incorporated also wants to buy your vehicle? You heard right. If you're currently trying to sell your vehicle, stop by for a fast and free appraisal. A clean title in hand will have you leaving with a check in just a matter of minutes. Still making payments on your vehicle? That's no problem either. We can guide you in that process also. Contact the salesperson today at 270-365-5522 or stop in Tri-Choose Incorporated today, 111 Highway 91 North in Princeton.
La Potosina in Princeton and Marion is the best place to experience delicious, authentic Mexican cuisine with an extensive menu that has something for everyone. Choose from local favorites like fajitas, chimichangas, burritos, and Maria's favorite with rice, grilled onions, and peppers, chicken, shrimp, steak, or a combination topped with La Potosina's mouth-watering cheese sauce. That's La Potosina with 2 locations to serve you in Princeton and Marion. La Potosina Mexican restaurant. Get into shape and feel good at Trilogy Performance Sports in Princeton. Trilogy Performance Sports offers a wide range of classes to help you reach your fitness and well-being goals. Trilogy Performance Sports offers yoga, gymnastics, sports training, team training, cardio kickboxing, and weightlifting. They have family discounts, and your first class is free. Come work out in a family-friendly environment. Trilogy Performance Sports is located directly behind Cash Express in Princeton. Open 5 a.m. to 9 p.m., 7 days a week. Be better than you used to be at Trilogy Performance Sports, Princeton. Telephone 270-601-1824.
This is Carol at the Woodall Agency at 110 West Washington Street in the heart of downtown Princeton. Our agency is proud to have been a part of this community since 1907. We want you to come by and see us soon. We may be able to save you some money on your home, auto, motorcycle, or mobile home insurance. We offer discounts for good students, multi-policy, safe drivers, and many more. We appreciate our loyal customers, and we will work hard to make you feel like part of the Woodall Agency family. Call me today at 365-5541.
August is already here. Can you believe it? Hi, this is Pam Havelock at Cozy Living Interiors and Boutique. We want to help save parents some money. We are having a back-to-school sale for the month of August. We are offering 20% off of all wall decor that would be perfect to decorate those dorm rooms. We are offering in our boutique all summer clothes 50% off and new arrivals 10%. Wow, sounds like a great time to come to Cozy Living Interiors and Boutique. They're located at 235 Northfield Drive, right next to the bowling alley. We are also your local U-Haul dealer. Come to Cozy Living Interiors and Boutique. Everything a home should be.
And welcome back to Butler Stadium. Girls games is in the books, and it's Caldwell County Lady Tigers, the big win over St. Mary's Lady Vikings, 11-1. 8 different Lady Tigers scoring tonight for Caldwell County on the 11 goals. McEnany having the hat trick, and then 2 for Traylor. But the scoring in the second half, it was McEnany getting the Lady Tigers on the board first after leading 5-1 at halftime. She scored with 36 minutes left. About 3 minutes later, Ryan Morgan McDaniels put his pretty left-footed shot from about 22 yards out, as you're going to see.
It was a gorgeous effort, just real patient on the effort, just picked her head up and saw that she had a little window of opportunity, and she put it in the window. It was a very good finish.
And Coach Miller coming up, we'll redo the scoring, or get through the scoring here real quick. McEnany again with the assist from Ginn with about 30 minutes left. Littlefield on an assist from Laney Fletcher with 21 minutes left. Then Becca Seibert gets into the scoring column on the assist from Hagan. And Brett changed his mind, I think, apparently for just a second.
I think he had to turn down the music. We were kind of rocking out too loud up here for him.
All right, Seibert in the books with an assist from Hagan. And then Kendall Boyd gets a goal that she'll remember for a long time as she finishes off the night with the assist from Fletcher. So an 11-1 win for the Lady Tigers. We're joined now by Coach Red Miller. And Red, just a good performance by a lot of Lady Tigers tonight in a game they were heavily favored in. They didn't come out and play lazy or lackluster. They took care of business.
Well, in the first 5 minutes, I disagree. I think we came out just kind of looking to see what was going to happen and kind of feeling the other team out. But then we got into a little bit more of a rhythm as the first half progressed. But that's not what I want to talk about, because I'm going to tell you what I want to talk about. Okay. When we go into halftime and your coach says you have hit the side net 6 times. I don't mean the inside of the side net. I mean the outside of the side net. You've hit the outside of the side net 6 times. Stop it. Put the ball across the 6, put the ball across the 12, quit taking shots from bad angles. And you have your senior captain go out and take the ball down the line 4 straight times and pass it across the 6 for an easy goal for somebody. See, that's progress. When you're a coach, that's what you want to see. You want to see your players get better, even in a game when you know you're kicking their butt. And that's what we did. You know, I had 2 or 3 different directions for 2 or 3 different girls, and in the second half, they went out there and did exactly what we needed them to do. Not for this game, but just to become a better player. And that's what I'm the most pleased about. I'm happy we're going to get a win. I like a win. Right. But I like to see my players progress. And in the second half, we progressed and we got better. That will carry over into Graves County on Thursday, and that will carry over into Madisonville next week. And if we can carry that kind of stuff over each game, then we're getting better.
That's what Ryan and I talked about a little bit tonight. The big game, big district matchup against Madisonville comes up in about a week. And the girls are buying into what you want to do. They had a tough early schedule, pulled out the good win against Apollo. But right now, 4-4 on the season after that tough start. And the girls, we talked about tonight, doesn't look like there's a lot of ego out on the field. They spread the ball around. You had 8 players score 11 goals tonight.
And we did the exact same thing against against Paducah Tillman. We had like 5 or 6 girls that scored. And what that tells you is that you have a team. That doesn't mean you have players. That means you have a team. You got that many people taking shots and that many people scoring goals, and nobody's selfish. The only thing you can do is get better with that, because you're not relying on any one person. You're relying on yourself as a group. So we will get better because of that unselfishness.
And read a couple of things that Ryan and I saw tonight on the field, and we'll get your opinion on it. We played the ball mostly down the right side a good portion of the time tonight. I won't say all, but it was the majority Fletcher, McEnany on the right side. But when the ball got switched fields and you had Littlefield coming over playing a great game tonight, we both thought Sophie had a great game. And then Becca Seibert had some of the best angles, like you talked about a little bit earlier. She had some of the best plays tonight that I've seen her play all season.
Well, it is natural for a team to look toward your leader. You know, Laney was a leading scorer last year. You're playing her out on the right-hand side. You have a lot of confidence in her. I haven't done a good job of being consistent with who I put on the left-hand side. I just don't know who's going to go there for sure. Becca's been playing it. LG's been playing it quite a bit. So they're not quite as confident coming to that side just because they're not sure who's out there. Because those 2 girls play very differently. So it's harder for them to decide how to put the ball out there and when to put the ball out there. So that would account for why it goes to the right-hand side most of the time. It's just their confidence in that area and confident in your leaders.
Well, tonight was a big step. Tell us, before we have to get off here for the boys' game coming up, tell us where you think this team's at as we get ready for another tough schedule, Graves and UHA in the next couple of games, and then the big district matchup with Madisonville. What do you like about this team, and what's going to be the biggest thing you're going to work on in the next week?
Well, transition seems to be the thing that comes up constantly with us. Now, we don't do a very good job, but we're getting better, but we don't do a very good job of transitioning and going from offense to defense, or even just from switching the field and going and shifting. We don't do a good job of seeing what's going to happen early. Some of that's because we have so many people who haven't played very much varsity. So that only gets better as you play games and you see things happening. But like tonight, just to give you an example, kind of like what you said, and I told the girls about this a minute ago. They just thrilled me to death. When Abby Hagan, who's a sub that comes in, and she makes a one-touch pass to the space to the corner to hit Rebecca, and Rebecca hits a one-touch shot in the goal, you know you're progressing. Because one of the things that we're doing poorly is that we're taking multiple touches when we should be taking 1 and 2 touches. And so that's causing us problems. So when people are making runs and then they're dead because we're not making the passes where they need to go. So seeing that happen tonight is a part of progression. And if we can keep that progression going, we just get better and better and better and better. And we've gotten better. We've continued to get better. This stint of 3 games where we could compete, it has been very good for us. We've been able to see where each other's going to be. We've been able to talk to each other and be able to move the ball and see how we're going to do it. Will that carry over into Graves County? I hope so. I hope it will carry up in the next week when we play Madisonville North. I went and scouted Madisonville North. They are an extremely good team. They have a new girl that's a freshman she's scoring 5, 6, 8 goals a game right now, and she is very hard to stop. She's a big, strong girl. She's got speed, smart. That's just a new addition to their team, and it's a really big addition for them because it's something that they lacked, I think, in the last couple of years. So I think that I don't really think that we're ready for them mid-season right now. We're just not at a place where we have the touches. We'll know better. I'll know better after Graves County tomorrow. But I plan to be ready for them at the end of the season when we play in the district tournament. But that's a progression. I can't ask these girls who have not played in much varsity to come out and play as a team when they've never played as a team.
Yeah, there's a big difference, Ryan and I talked about tonight. Some of these players played 10, 12 minutes a game last year. Now they're being asked to play 60 and 70 minutes or more this year, and it's a big transition for a lot of these girls. But I think you have them on the right track. Congratulations on a big win tonight over St. Mary's, and we wish you the best on Thursday night against Graves County.
Well, you watched them last year. You have to be pleased when you see Sophie Littlefield doing the thing that she's doing out there on the field and pick it up. We're playing a 3-man midfield right now. One on the wings and then one person in the center with a defensive mid also with Maggie. And Sophie has pretty much held the middle just by herself. And when you can do that, you're really opening up your other people. So she's moved well. And, man, the way she drives and finds some space real quick and takes a touch to the space has been fantastic.
Yeah, we mentioned Sophie several times tonight, how she plays like Haley Freeman did for 4 years. Unselfish in that middle. She's not going to get a lot of your press. She's not going to get her name in the books a whole lot. But she was unselfish out there tonight. She looked up the field, looked for the open players, and I think she's going to be one of your better players.
She is, and she's developing into something where she's almost leading the offense there at that spot, and it's been fun to see. I know we're getting ready to start this game, but I'm enjoying talking about my players, so I want to keep talking about them. But you watch Sophie Littlefield when she's out there, and if she has 2 players in front of her, takes a touch and splits those 2 players to go to the space behind them, and you just don't see that very often in a kid, especially a kid that hadn't had that much experience, and she's been impressing me.
She's doing great. Thank you again, Coach, for joining us tonight up here. Again, the Caldwell County Lady Tigers win this one 11-1 over St. Mary's. We're going to take a break, switch some headphones up here, and get ready for Ryan Frisch to bring you the boys' game. So play-by-play on that as Caldwell County takes on St. Mary's in boys action. We'll be back in about 3 minutes. You're listening to Tiger Soccer on WPKY.
Seasons come and seasons go, but something that can remain the same is reliability. And here at McGregor Group Heating and Air, reliability and honesty are a few of our top priorities. So if you're looking for heating and air service, give us a call at 270-896-5044 or come visit us at 960 Varmint Trace Road here in Princeton. We're the company that you can take comfort in.
How often do you think about your electricity? Most likely when you adjust your thermostat, pay your bill, or when the lights go out. Do you know how often Pennywell Electric thinks about you? 24/7. August is our birth month. We believe we're 81 years old, and for all that time, we've been member-owned for 81 years. Pennywell Electric has done more than just keep your lights on. We're your neighbors. We support your schools, churches, charities, and so many other things you care about. Pennywell Electric, dedicated to working toward progress and better living for all of us.
Tiger Soccer brought to you by Caldwell Medical Center, Farmers Bank and Trust Company, McDonald's, First Southern National Bank, Henry-Rau Rural Electric, Planters Bank, Frisch Incorporated, Fredonia Valley Bank, Princeton Electric Plant Board, the Woodall Agency, La Potosina Mexican Restaurant, Forno Gas Company, KSC A&W, Morgan's Funeral Home, Jeff Rousseau, Attorney at Law, Cozy Living Interiors and Boutique, and Trilogy Performance Sports. Caldwell Medical Center Sleep Lab offers diagnosis for a variety of sleep problems, including sleep apnea. 1 in every 5 Americans have significant sleep difficulties, which, when diagnosed properly, can be successfully treated. A few symptoms of sleep disorders include fatigue, morning headaches, impotence, frequent urination, irritability, memory loss, high blood pressure, and loud snoring. If you have some of these symptoms, we may be able to help you identify and treat them before they cause more serious health conditions. Caldwell Medical Center offers studies in lab and in your home depending on your insurance company's requirements. Call 270-365-0300 for more information.
Howdy, folks. Colonel Sanders here, and boy, do I have a deal for you. The deal with this deal is that you get both a breast and a whole wing when you choose my new 100% white meat KFC $5 fill-up deal. You also get dealt mashed potatoes and gravy, a biscuit, a cookie, and a drink with this here deal. I can't keep dealing this deal forever, though, so you have to go to KFC soon to get the 2-piece all-white meat $5 fill-up. And it's only available for a limited time. Deal? Deal. KFC, it's been here looking good. Tax extra. Prices may vary. Size may vary by location. Extra charge for breast piece and side substitution may apply.
And thank you for joining us for the Caldwell County boys versus St. Mary's Vikings tonight, and hopefully the Caldwell County boys tonight can get just as good of a result as the girls did earlier, an 11-1 victory with 8 different goal scorers. So hopefully Caldwell County can put on a good performance and get their first win of the season. With me tonight is Derek Fuqua. Thank you for joining me.
Oh, absolutely. Lady Tigers put on a show tonight and goal scored, and that's something that Caldwell County, the boys side, has been lacking. But hopefully tonight they can find the back of the net a few times themselves.
Yeah, hopefully tonight the boys can get on a good streak going. Hopefully they can get a good victory tonight. St. Mary's a tough team. They've had a tough start to the schedule too. It's going to take a good game and a good result and a good performance for Caldwell County to get the win here tonight. As Barrett Schultz clears the ball of the field towards the middle of the park, looking for a ball in the middle. He finds Jack Kinsolving.
This game starting out, it's gonna be a who wins the midfield. St. Mary's, after talking to a coach or two around the area that have played St. Mary's, they have said that St. Mary's has a decent strength in their midfield. So if we can dominate that, we should have the upper hand.
It's good to have 2 midfielders like Colin Schaefer and Jack Kinsolving in the middle of the park. Two very good midfielders. They're pretty calm on the balls. Hopefully they can get a good performance on tonight and hopefully win that midfield battle that you're talking about. As now Andrew Risley threw number 18 on St. Mary's, trying to get out of the box and try to clear it away. It will go out. Looks like it's going to be a St. Mary throw-in. And you said St. Mary's has a very good midfield. They're coached by Blaine Skeen. And I know that he used to play at Marshall County as a midfielder for them, and he went